Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Vi, and this is the next 250 days of my Vi Plays Create Let's Play. I took the next 5 episodes 6 through 10, and compiled them down into one nice full movie for you. We've made lots of technical discoveries, and we spent a lot of time building up our beautiful airport and filling it with quite a few new amenities. I hope you enjoy. In the previous episode, we built up the facade to our brand new airport, and then while gathering materials, stumbled across an ancient city. We're right above the ancient city. We might have stayed and looted it for everything it had. We then discovered that I live right above a very, very large lava lake. And when we returned to base, we let the schematic cannon fill in the rest of the airport. I gotta remember I'm not wearing my helmet anymore. Whew. Prod 4 armor makes you practically invincible. You can't convince me otherwise. Bruh. I just got poisoned by a witch. There's so many mobs in there. I can't believe I don't have footage of that. Shoot. Really? Ugh. You were in the sunlight, sir. He's gonna kill me again. Clock's ticking. Welcome back, ladies, and gentlemen. I'm Vi, and this is Vi Plays Create. Yeah, I know it's not hardcore, and I never set out to make it look like it was hardcore or anything like that, but as a guy who's played a lot of hardcore Minecraft, it's a point of pride whenever I don't die for 293 days in a playthrough. And the first death, I didn't even capture it. How frustrating is that? Alright, I'm done being a pouty butt. I'm actually pretty excited about what we have to talk about today, because some of you may have seen my episode that released on Thursday this week. Yeah, I didn't just make that video in order to showcase this cool thing I found and then not institute it right into my world. Are you kidding? Come on. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my storage room. It's very awesome, very useful, and kind of nostalgic at this point. I mean, I've been using this thing for well over a year. I pretty much love this thing. But all the best parts of this are things that we can add to the new storage workshop. Now, obviously, that design was pretty much directly inspired by Chosen Architect. He has an episode where he kind of adds a lot of his toolboxes and things to one of his little mobile storage rooms, and it reminded me so much of my own contraption that I just had to see how far I could push it. And I wanted to see if there was a way for me to have access to the things that I find myself forgetting a lot. I don't know if you can tell in my voice, but I was pretty much sick most of the week. I'm somewhat recovered. I still feel it a little bit, but it pretty much knocked me on my butt most of the week. And I'm still trying to get this video out by Saturday. All that to say is that this episode might be a little bit of a shorter one. In between episodes, I decided to throw together a couple of these extra doorways, just so I can get in and out of the airport a little bit easier whenever I'm not next to the end down there where our revolving door is. And you can also see I've already started running some of these belts over to one large vault. Now I went ahead and added Jade to the mod pack, which allows me to see what the contents are of the vault. And you can see we already have a lot of items in there. This isn't actually all of it, there's more. And this guy here isn't actually going to be moving anytime soon, because I took his train schedule. I just want to make sure that we get everything buttoned up before we have him running around and collecting all of these items that I then won't have anything to do with. I don't want to have the same issue that I had with the chests down below here to just pile up in that vault right there. So what we need to do is we need to sort these items and we need to process them, at least in a way where I can sustainably capture whatever the drop is. Most of it's probably just going to end up getting bone mealed, but it's important that it has a location to go. I would start immediately on my mobile storage room, but I actually need a lot of cardboard in order to get this thing up and running. Actually, not a lot of cardboard. I only need I think 4 blocks of cardboard, because I just need packagers, and that's just, that's just 4. Wait, I could just do this manually. Hold on. So pulp comes from all of the sapling types, sugarcane, and also bamboo. Now, currently, my tree farm is actually not really functioning. Not just because my airplane isn't moving, the thing that harvests all the trees. No, it's actually not functioning because I'm not actually restocking any of the saplings that are supposed to be placed over there. Yet you can see I'm only really growing oak trees at the moment. So we also probably need to re-outfit this guy with some deployers. You know, the way I originally designed it and then, you know, took it all apart to separate those two processes. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The mod pack is officially released to Curseforge. Woo! And we also added a few extra mods, Comforts being one of them. After a bit of a snafu with the mod vote, we have officially decided that Aquatic Ambitions will be the final mod that we add for this cycle of the mod pack. But all that gabbing aside, it's time to organize. I also set up a small network of chain drives inside the wall here. If I pop into FreeCam, I can kind of show this off a little bit. Essentially, they just run all the way down to where we're attached to our windmills up above. I have one singular shaft that runs down and joins in with the cobblestone generator power over there. Then we have a speed controller up top, which is speeding up all the processes over there. I wanted to keep this chain conveyor real slow so that I can speed it up as I need it, and we're not using more stress than we actually need. Now I'm trying to think how I want to separate all of this out. I could send list filters into other vaults, but I think I might just send them right out of here. Please tell me I have extra mixers. Of course I don't. Why would I have extra mixers? That doesn't make any sense. Now I'm going to go ahead and take this brass funnel and face it in so we're not actually getting any items out. And one of these list filters should have all the sapling types. And if they've made it to this point, I don't think I want these saplings anymore. They're either going to get bone mealed or they're going to get processed here into pulp. So I'm going to go ahead and set that in there. We're going to swap this back around so that these saplings start coming out and going into our basin here. And this is where we're going to turn them into pulp. Since the airplane is going to be planting the saplings as it's farming the trees, I'm not so worried about retaining and storing those saplings anymore. Maybe somewhere down the line we can add something where we can store saplings off to the side just in case, but I don't think I'm going to see another use for them anytime soon, so into the basin they go. This is going to have to be filtered, so then we're going to need another press right there, and then from there it should be easy enough to hook up. Oh my goodness. Sir, how did you get in here? Oh, you've left your llamas outside. How terrible. You're a terrible parent. Ooh, coral blocks, actually. For once in my life, I actually kind of want those. Actually, wait, I can save myself some gearboxes here. What am I doing? Oh yes, and at the very end of the last episode, I did mention that I added a mod where I can take off pretty much all my armor visually, but it still remains on, and you guys can then see my skin. Maybe we'll whip up another skin to look a little bit more create moddy. Let's grab some emeralds. So rare. So rare is the instance where I buy coral from this guy. I just know how far the coral reef is from my house and I don't feel like going to get more. And this stuff is pretty useful. Now, about hooking this guy up to power. I think I could probably just run... Ooh, I definitely don't have any of these. Yeah, I don't have any speed controllers on me. But I do have precision mechanisms. And we are officially automatically making pulp, and that doesn't have a filter set on it. Fantastic. And that's the cardboard I need. That's actually already done. Crazy how fast that was. Now I just need a little bit of redstone, a little bit of iron, and I should be able to make up 4 of these. Perfect! And from here, I just need a bunch of vaults, which I don't have a lot of. Now, over here yesterday, I did go ahead and make this a, well, it's a little compact now, but essentially I have automatic infinite iron sheets right here. I blocked off a bunch of these slots because I don't want to use all of the iron that I have. And we also have infinite industrial iron there, but I set this up as a way to make casing. Yeah, this is very temporary. It's just because this is where I had power and it was somewhat fast. Definitely going to have to move that sooner rather than later. And I want to be able to get access to these oak logs, so If I go ahead and set that and then reverse it, I should be able to get 1 stack of oak logs at a time. Not that I'm super short on them inside my storage. It's just like, you know, might as well have access to that stuff. Now, I don't even need a schematic for this because I spent so much time building these over and over again to make that video this week. I can just do it myself. Now, I don't want to make this storage room too big, so I think I might even just go 3 wide. Something else I probably should have mentioned in that video is that you don't want to load this up with a lot of NBT heavy items. You don't want to add like a lot of items with a bunch of different durabilities and stuff like that because you're going to be picking it up and it's going to be assigned to your player data. And if you have too much player data, you just corrupt your world and then you ban yourself. Probably should mention that in the comments at least. I definitely should mention that in the comments. Now all I needed are a few chutes. Can I help you? I have a limited supply of leather and you are made of leather, so you better back off. Face a packager into that guy, place a chute right on top there, and then we have one packager facing out this way. Then we do another barrel right here with a packager facing into that one. This one needs a lever on top, and then this packager is going to face that way with a chute on top of that one. Now to make this a little bit more visual, you can go ahead and open those up. And I now have a way to automatically input items into this vault. Sick! Yeah, and so now I just need to make some stock links, stock tickers. And this is exactly the instance where I want a mobile workshop. Because I can't press these without going somewhere. Alright, copper sheets acquired. Just need a few copper rods. And I should be able to make a bunch of transmitters. I'll just make a ton. Grab a few item vaults and make a bunch of stock links. I don't need them all, but, you know, might as well have them. And I think I just need a piece of glass and a piece of gold to make the stock ticker. Now, here's the magic. You just take a stock link, throw it on top right there, and that's going to link this inventory, which is where this packager is facing. It had like a loading bar. That was weird. Into the item vault right there. I click the stock link with the ticker, and then I can place that right here. And we officially have automated storage. Now, I just need a blaze burner. Actually, I don't know if I have any blaze burners. Wait a minute. I know I have one down below, like in my storage area, or in my workshop. I thought I got 2 of them. Aha. There's the other one. Perfect. Boom. Oh, wait, no. Boom. And now I have automated storage that I can carry with me. Because the only thing that needs to happen here is I just take one of these guys, I put a rail down, I put a cart assembler down, and then I grab a cart, and then with my lever right there, and also, you know, obviously I guess I have to super glue it. Mildly important aspect. I can officially pick it up and walk away. How freaking cool is that? Thank you, Chosen Architect, for this invention. It's beautiful and I love it. But like, you can't tell me that that's not like the same vibe. You know what I mean? Oh, and you know what I get to do now? All this nonsense that I've been carrying around, I'm gonna dump it into an automated storage thing. It's gonna be lovely. All of it. I probably should have put it a little bit closer so that I didn't have to do this. Look at this. Searchable storage. Really? Again? I have seen so many of you guys. You are just relentless. What a loser. I'm out of arrows? I'm out of arrows. Can you come down here? I'm getting achievements and everything. And that is one cleared out mobile storage room. Kind of crazy, actually. Let's go ahead and remove all these glue leftovers. And now the only thing I really have to do is get this guy attached to that. And since I made this 3 wide, I think that's going to be super easy. Essentially, I'm just going to do like a little bit of a circle on top with all these toolboxes. And like just like that, we have all of them again. I just have to re-super glue right here, and that is easy as that. Now, having a place to craft will be really convenient, so what I'm thinking is I do a crafting table right here, and I was going to have my clipboard right there, but I could probably just do the clipboard on the opposite side just as easy, and then right above the crafting table, I think stone cutter. I think that's the move. And then make sure this guy is glued on as well. Oh, I did forget. Do I have any more toolboxes in here? I hope I didn't throw any in here. No, it looks like I'm not storing. I don't want to nest storages, which is what I'm trying to avoid whenever I was trying to avoid putting the toolbox inside here. If you nest storages, it just opens up a can of worms that you don't really want to get into. It can corrupt your game. It's a lot of those same issues. It's a risk that I just try not to, do in any way, shape, or form. So I'm gonna not put any shulker boxes full of items inside this probably at any point. It's just risky. Not a lot of upside to it. It's just not a good idea. And so for this last brown toolbox, what I think I could do is I think I could just stick this in the output chest and leave it in here, which I realize is still nesting storages, but it's what I was doing with the chests over here as well. So, and you know what? I might as well just stick all the riches in there. Probably not the enchanted golden apples, though. Those can stay in here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to have to take any and all enchanted books, tools, anything like that. Those are going to have to just stay in my main storage over at the workshop, like the physical one. But look at this. We got a brand new storage room. I'm so happy with this thing, dude. Like, oh, that is so cool. Skadoop. And I've just got an infinitely better searchable storage room. I'm so happy. Now, I think I made this relatively the same layout. Yeah, I did. And I was actually a little bit worried that it was going to be too close to the edge here, but dang, dude, that's perfect. I can even lay it on the same block that it was on before. That is so convenient. Boom. That's crazy. Now, thus far, I've been sticking all of my enchanted books in here. Yeah, that's Swift Sneak. Swift Sneak. Wait, is that another Swift Sneak 3? That is. Huh. Aquafinity Respiration. The projectile protection could get disenchanted. And honestly, so can this. I don't even... Yeah. That I can just keep around to reroll enchantments. Oh, I am so happy about this. This is awesome. I knew I had more books. I do wish it gave me some sort of capacity, like to see like how much of it is like full. But other than that, I really can't complain. This is kind of awesome. All right, now I spent a few minutes here rolling some enchantments because my boots were looking pretty worse for wear. I had these guys here. They looked rough. And the chestplate was also taking a beating, so I decided to go ahead and roll another enchantment on that one, and I ended up with a perfect roll there. So now we're rocking with a pretty much maxed out kit, obviously, except for the helmet. My helmet currently resides in my ender chest, right here. It's a Pro 3, so it's not max either, but if worse comes to worse and I need to use it, I've got it. And I did also go ahead and roll another bow. I combined it with my old bow, and now I have Power 4, Flame, and Unbreaking 3. I don't have any arrows, but that can be easily solved with some flint, some feathers, and I'm pretty sure I already have some sticks in my inventory, but I probably didn't need 2 stacks of sticks, but I've got them. And look at that! Look at that! Convenient crafting! This is amazing! I love this. Now, I know I was just talking about how conveniently it fits in this little gap right here, but the purpose of the video today isn't to just do this dinky little bit of the storage. No, no, no. We're going to do the whole thing right now. Now, let's get the materials together. I want this full workshop right now. Oh, man. I hate it when I do this, man. All right, we officially have it complete. Not really. I forgot that I need like a lot of blaze burners. So until then, it's complete. And that looks like everything is super glued all together. I'm just gonna make sure I yoink that out of the way. And I definitely have to make sure this is set to like 96 at least. I'm pretty sure I can crank it up a little bit higher because I'm not nearly using all the stress units that are available to me. But I should be able to lift this and all the water is going to pour down the mountain. Great. I forgot. I didn't pump it inside of the tank. Like the whole point. Oh, there goes all the grass. Now with the pump facing in, I can go ahead and... I'm remembering now why I wanted this to be transparent. Picking up all those water sources. Gotta make sure it says a full 5 buckets. Of course it starts raining. There's the full 5 buckets. And now I can go ahead and pick up my contraption. And no blocks are left. The mobile workshop is fully functional. Kind of. We should probably actually solve that right now. I need to find a location for another portal anyway, so maybe we get that started. I'm thinking we should probably do kind of nestled over here somewhere, maybe next to the mine, or maybe up here with the villagers actually. I think I'll put it like right up here. And there's our nether entrance. I'm going to make up a bunch of empty blaze burners, and the fortress should be really, really close to us, actually. We came out on that mountain right over there, so if I go through this portal right here, I'm thinking it should be a few blocks. Alright, few fire resistance 8-minute potions should help us out a skosh. Why is there a villager here? Is that the villager from the first episodes? I did make a portal and then break it again. This man's. Yeah, back through the portal, my guy. Crap. Wait, where did he go through? I think he might have gone through. That's kind of what I was hoping for. Aha! This is where my dual blaze spawner is. It's like right down here over to the right. Yeah. I was wondering why that looked so weird. Beautiful. Oh, look, you've made it. Let's get that blocked off. I don't need you going through there again. Do you want to go inside here? You know what? He's been fine thus far. Alright, so I can officially get these swapped out. I can grab my mechanical arm, set that as the input, these as the outputs. And once I get some charcoal inside of this, we should now be able to turn this on for its maiden voyage. Oh, wait, I might have forgot to switch this. That is set to input. Oh, I'm a dummy. Oh, wait, I need charcoal, though. Now I should be able to swap that, pump a little bit of water inside of it so it gets going. The arm's going to light the first blaze burner, and I can now... Woo! 16,000 stress units. Boom. But if I need to press some stuff, I can press some stuff. If I need to make some casings, I can make some casings. If I need to make some brass, I can make some brass. And if I need to smelt something, all I need is a lava bucket. Hopefully I have a lava bucket. Do I have a lava bucket? I do. I go over to here, I place that in, and I should be able to smelt. Yes! It works! Charcoal! Now I can toss that right into here, and once this one runs out of charcoal right here, it'll feed the mechanical arm, which is going to feed it into the blaze burners. Yes! And I chose charcoal for this because it's just kind of the most versatile. It stacks the easiest, and you know, it's easily accessible after you have a tree farm. So yeah, that is our mobile workshop up and running. The only thing we have to do if we want to pick it up and go is to, obviously we have to go down here and grab the lava, throw that back into storage. And then we would pump all the water sources back into the tank here, pick it up, and move. Now, this isn't something that I would want to move a million times a day, but if you're working in an area and you might need some sheets along the line somewhere, this is the ideal solution. And like I said, this one's going to be a bit of a shorter one. I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it, and if you want to subscribe, do it. And I'll see you in the next one. Oh, I broke that grass. Crap. You might think this is a finished product, but it's definitely not. If you think you can expand on this, do it. Go get you some schematics. Go back to that last video. Check it out. In the previous episode, we built our brand new mobile workshop with an attached storage room. It's completely searchable. I love everything about it. And we outfitted it with a bunch of toolboxes. This is the ultimate contraption building cart. And in a pack like this with these sort of limitations, this will take us to the very end of the game. Welcome back, ladies, and gentlemen. I'm Vi, and this is Vi Plays Create. And boy, oh boy, do I absolutely love my new workshop. This has been absolutely awesome. I've been playing around with it a little bit. I wanted to make sure that I got some good use in so I know all the quirks. And previously, this press, it had a copycat panel. Essentially, I had a copycat panel like that so that it would hold back any and all lava that you placed here to smelt with. Or, you know, water, whatever, you know. And that's what the copycat steps here are for as well. They hold back the liquid. You can also use a campfire to smoke and stuff like that. But this actually won't press, which is something I just recently found out. Here, check this out. It won't press when there's a copycat panel here. So the solution for that is to just remove that and replace it with a funnel. These presses will work through funnels, and that will hold back the lava, but yeah, obviously this funnel isn't actually functioning as anything that's going to input or output items, because, you know, that's a fluid tank, but whatever. But yeah, that's one little edit that I've made thus far to this, and I did also have the idea, I could just, you know, store the bucket that I'm going to use to smelt things right here. I think I could also do another placard, like right there, with like a water bucket. That would be pretty easy to do. And check this out. Placards? Oh, I have no placards. Oh no, what am I going to do? I'm going to go like this. I'm going to request all the items that it takes to make an item frame, and then I'm going to click the brass sheet, and I'm going to request the brass ingot, and boom. Now I've got everything I need to make this placard. I go over to my press. I go bada bop. It bops it. Go back over to the crafting table. We boop bop, 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 and I've got a placard. I freaking love this thing. It's so cool. And now I can just take a water bucket, skadoodle, throw back down here, and boom. Now I've got, you know, if I want to wash something, I wash something. And if I want to smelt something, I smelt something. Oh yeah, I should probably not light myself on fire here. Watch out for that, I guess. And I guess I could also put one here for a campfire, or maybe a haunt campfire, like the soul campfires. I could do that. Oh, I'm out of brass. Well, I can fix that too. Just kidding, I have no zinc. I used my last 2 brass ingots to make placards. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, I think I know what I'm going to be doing first thing here. But today I wanted to actually get this thing kind of decorated. Like, I like it. Don't get me wrong. It looks very, like, complex. It's very fancy. Yeah, so essentially I want to get this thing decorated up. I want to enclose it a little bit. Let's do a little bit of a time lapse because I've got an idea about what this thing could be. Let's go! And no zinc for brass means no zinc for copycat panels. And I started all this and started laying everything out. Realized I don't have enough copycat panels and picked up the contraption because, yeah, we had to go make a bunch of zinc. But here's a nice little cinematic of me running over to where our new location where we're going to leave the mobile workshop is going to be. Ooh. Ah. Oh, you're back. Unfortunately, I kind of forgot. I took down all the water wheels in here because I was having pretty bad frames. Yeah, I don't have the zinc that I need yet, but let's put together a little bit of a couple steam engines here. Oh my god, I don't have very many fluid tanks. I probably should have organized a little bit before I started this episode. And these are going to be pretty low-key steam engines. Essentially, I just want to have some campfires down below here, and I should get about 4,000 stress units out of this, which should be more than enough to run all the stuff that I've got in here. Speed. I need speed. Oh, that makes it slower. Dang it. Okay, is it gonna stay running though? I mean, it seems like it is. I mean, whatever works, I suppose. All right, we have 3,800 stress units, which should be more than enough, I think. I don't know. Hopefully that improves the frames whenever the shaders come back. Okay, now I should be able to connect this up to power right here. Oh. Really? That should give me a couple more thousand stress units. Yeah, we got 4,000 left over now. Whew! What a tangent. Okay, zinc. Oh, look at all the zinc we've got. This is lovely. Nice. Zinc acquired. Throw that into there. And we've got a lot now. I mean, that's not nothing. So now I should be able to make a bunch of these copycat panels. And hopefully we might have enough to encase this entire thing. Let's, Okay, here is the moment of truth. Now, it took me a while to get these together. Essentially, I want to be able to open the sides of this, and it's kind of hard to showcase here, but what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to open the side and have it be completely exposed. Yeah, like so, and then be able to close the side, open the side, obviously it's the same deal. And then whenever I want to be able to pick this up, I want this entire thing to come all together. So I've used some sticker blocks, which if you don't know what a sticker block is, here's the easiest explanation. It's kind of like having a sticky piston. So it's going to stick to this surface here, but only when it's powered. So whenever I want to take this entire contraption with me, I have to toggle these levers on. It's going to make that little stick noise. And then I can assemble this entire thing as a contraption, pick it up, and now I can walk away. Let's take this to an area where we can showcase this a little bit easier. Ooh, we got some leftovers. I'm not going to eat away any of the terrain, right? Okay, cool. So if I go ahead, set down my cart contraption right there. I'm going to go ahead and open that. Open that. I can come into the sides here. I can use whatever I want. I could run this or use it as a workshop. And it's nice and decorated. And now it looks like a shipping container. So I got to redo that. Redo that. And it's funny about this, these are technically still powered, but they just don't know it yet after I set them down as a contraption. It's a little bit of scuff with it, but it seems to be consistently working so far. So now, essentially we can reassemble this as a contraption. Once we get the stickers in place, I can flick that lever. It's going to lift the entire thing, and now I can move it out of the way. I love that, dude. I'm just like, I can't get away from this mobile workshop thing. Like, I want to keep tweaking it and messing with it. I also had another idea, which I think is going to be kind of cool. So if I grab a chain conveyor, what I think I can do is I think I can attach it to the top side of this. If I can get like a gearbox in, and then I can just do like, actually right there, perfect. And then if I grab a gearbox, ooh, I can't see up there anymore. Oh, time to open up my, my workshop here. Depower these. Open that, open that. Now if I do a gearbox there, and flip that. That's all still part of the same contraption. What I can do now is once I get like a larger power source and like chain conveyors running everywhere, I can take a chain conveyor like this. Say we have some girders or something with a little bit of a base. I can do literal power lines throughout the area. And if I grab some chains, I know I have some in one of these toolboxes. Here we go. So if I grab some chains to a chain conveyor like this, I can run it over to my workshop. So like if I connect it to this power source, it's technically not enough. But if I grab these chains, throw in a little bit of a power source, honestly, that works. So now chain from there. And yeah, it's totally going to overstress, but that's okay. It's just kind of a cool idea that I had. Like, so you could even do this workshop without really having the steam generator, like the mobile steam generator. And as long as you have these pylons kind of scattered around your base, you have a way to temporarily attach chain conveyors to your workshop, which I think is kind of cool. Also, whenever this thing overstresses now with these new steam generators I put in, they are, yeah, it totally shuts down the entire system. Yeah, because I've got to do this. There we go. And then once this gets going, there we go. Then I can reattach. We'll get a fully fledged steam generator up and running over somewhere. We'll get like a power source thing, and maybe we can even stick it out in unloaded chunks so it's not lagging us out. And then we'll just run some chain conveyors over from there. But yeah, that is like another cool idea that I had that I was like, oh man, there's just so many tweaks, so many little things that we can do to add to this. And just, you know, it's just like for someone who like me, who likes to spread their base out a lot, like I don't like having a cluster of buildings or anything like that. This mobile workshop is kind of perfect. But like, I really like the way this looks. There's one more thing though. There's definitely one more thing that we got to do before we like call this like done. It's a bit of a callback to the last create series that I did, but I think if I do a little bit of a shape here, is that centered? Is this me being self-obsessed that I have to put my name on everything? I kind of love it, you know. I'll see if I can pull up some screenshots of my, I had like an old like oil rig that I had off in the ocean somewhere, and it was holding a shipping container, and it looks fairly similar. I'm pretty sure that one was quite a bit bigger, but yeah, I love this, dude. This looks so cool. And there's a couple details actually I can add to the outside of these doors while I'm thinking about this. The bracket. I think that's how I decorated the last time. And on this end down here, I'm pretty sure I can't place anything because it would be like a block off, you know, because it's just too far away. I don't know. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. But I like it. I don't know. I think maybe we should do one more bracket there. And one more bracket there. I think that looks pretty cool. We can still get around on the inside in here. I was going to make it 3 wide initially, but I just kind of like it better that it's a little bit of space to move and stuff like that. I want to get this area cleared out down here. I want to like open this up quite a bit more so that we can park the mobile storage room here anytime we need to use it. Wow, we're going to have to get working on better power source soon because I would really like to not have to like start this up every time I need it. Being able to just connect it to a chain conveyor would be pretty dope. I'm not going to lie. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I know I raised the speed of this quite a bit. Yeah, if I bring this back down to 96, which is what I think it's supposed to be, and then I connect it to a chain conveyor, that would definitely overstress it, right? Probably. What? What? Oh no, this is actually... Ooh. It's going to feed the blaze burners. To be honest though, if I'm making charcoal automatically, which is what we're going to do today, that shouldn't matter. That shouldn't matter at all because we'll have infinite fuel and I just have to refill this every once in a while. Speaking of charcoal, how are we doing? Yeah, we got plenty. That's so cool. Wait, if I keep this at a reasonable speed, like 96, this all still functions. That's so cool. And then to pick it up, I guess the only thing I'd really have to do is just remove this. That is so cool. I don't know. Am I just a nerd about like mobile storage tech? Is that just what I am now? I think it's dope. Oh, and you can even see the vibe from the inside. I actually kind of like that. Except now it's backward. It's IV or 4, depending on whether or not you're Roman. God, I'm so happy with this thing. Okay, we got to move on with the video. Oh my God, there's items on the ground up here. Why? Oh, jeez. Shoot. I don't have... Yep, there's no water bucket in the hotbar. Well, that was, gets your heart pumping a little bit there, huh? I was like, I wonder why there's mob drops up here. Yeah, probably because there's a plane that comes by and kills them every few minutes. Bada bing. Mobile storage room. It's so cool. Mobile workshop, I mean. I don't know why I keep calling it a storage room. Probably because I've been calling my other one a storage room for like a year. Oh, I love how with the shaders, it doesn't get that weird, like, shadowy thing. It looks so much better. It, like, actually looks like a real airplane. I do wish the fans would move, though. That's like my one gripe. Like, I don't need them to work. I just want them to move. Oh, yeah, and I should probably mention, we have the shaders off. Well, we don't have them off. Technically, they're not really working right now. For some reason, the shader packs have just stopped working. I don't know if that's an Iris thing or if it's going to be like the specific shader packs thing. I went ahead and deleted all of them at risk of, you know, losing all my settings, which I love dearly. I spent a lot of time on them, but I deleted them all and then re-downloaded them and they still don't work. So I really have no idea why. Ooh. I didn't realize the plane still did that. I thought I gave it enough space, but we can reorient some train tracks downstairs and fix that, I think. I digress. Now it's time, I think, to sort and process some of the tree farm goods. And it's a good thing that we set up this process the other day because now we have so much cardboard. And I'm pretty sure you need, never mind, you don't need cardboard for frog ports. I thought you needed them for frog ports. I was going to do like a big announcement about how I was like, oh yeah, I'm finally diving into frog ports. I have no idea how they work. Let's figure it out. Turns out I just need iron and wood, which I suppose I have. So that's pretty neat. I don't know. This really just took the wind out of my sails. I got to figure this out now. Yeah, we don't need cardboard for frog ports, but we do need them for packagers. And I did set this up a little bit ago. Essentially, I can just go into here and I can search up anything that I would need out of this. And it's going to spit whatever items I pull into this depot right here, which is a nice little thing to have if I ever want to grab a bunch of jungle logs or whatever. Wow, we are not getting very much wheat, are we? Well, that's what I was going to talk about next. We do need, for frog ports, we do need slime. So we could do a bit of a slime farm over here. Slime farm would be pretty involved because not only do I need wheat, or rather milled wheat, but we also need lime dye. And there's a few different ways we can do that. In the previous episode, we had that guy come by and give us a bunch of coral blocks, including the coral blocks that I've already gotten. Whenever I was hunting for saplings way back when, I went and grabbed a bunch of coral blocks. So we could definitely do a shifting floor pickle generator, potentially. Or maybe we could just have something that harvests them like a minecart contraption. That would be kind of cool. Let's make a create moddy, huh? And then just smelt those directly into lime or mill them maybe. I like that idea. All right, I think before I pop into a creative test world to see if I can throw together a bit of a pickle farm, I'm gonna roll a few clips from when I fixed my tree farm using some tech that I learned about in the comments. Thanks so much for that comment, by the way. It totally helped me out. All right. It's me, Vi, from the past. Woo! Now, whenever I first built this tree farm, I actually got some feedback from some comments that stated that if I put a schematic of the area where I'm going to grow trees and place that schematic in the deployers of the airplane actually will only plant saplings in the schematic where I've specified those saplings to be placed. So that's what I've done here. I divided this area up into a bunch of different segments. I would fill it out completely, but with the growth pattern of some of these trees' leaves, I didn't want to risk it. So we've got dark oak here in the corner, jungle there, some spruce 2x2s here. This entire row is all going to be oak. I did only do one row up where we're going to be running into these two trees that have less leaves. I've got cherry saplings here, birch saplings here, and then all along here I spaced out a bunch of acacia. And so now I think the only thing I have to do is to grab a schematic in Quill, grab that corner and this corner, and I believe that's all I got to do. Now I just got to name it. I'm going to save that as a sapling layout. I just have to get a bunch of these schematics, upload this file to them, and then I have to lay them out and select the position where I need them to be. Grab my schematic table right here, sapling layout, and then I can just go ahead and start uploading these. All right, so I've got 9, 10, 11, 12 of these, and then I think I just have to go up here and position them all, and I've never actually done this before. I've never even really tested this. I don't know. It kind of seems like this is how it should work, you know? But if I get like right up here in the center, boom, right there actually. Now I just have to position all of these, and I believe that is all I got to do. That is all of them selected. And yeah, now all I have to do is add the deployers back to the plane and place these schematics into those deployers. Okay, so I just realized I wasn't recording. Essentially, I did a few things over here. I blocked any and all offloading of dark oak saplings with this list filter here. If I grab that, I can show it like this. I have this dark oak sapling here and I have a deny. And since I put that in the thing that is pulling the items from the airplane, it's actually going to allow me to not offload dark oak saplings. And I did go ahead and throw some in the barrel that's exposed on the actual airplane. So it should always keep the dark oak saplings on it. Technically, that means that someday it might actually fill up completely with dark oak saplings, but that would be probably 1,000 years from now. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. We just don't get enough saplings back from what's over there. In fact, we still might run out of saplings. But all the rest of them seem to be performing just fine. And I did go ahead and move my go-kart over here. Oh, I called it my go-kart. Go-kart 2.0. I like calling this my go-kart. It just makes sense. Jumping back to the present. Okay, so this is the pickle farm that I came up with. I did a lot of different iterations trying to figure out how to get bone meal to this thing because it's never really going to grow new pickles without bone meal. So I did a bunch of different iterations. I pretty much scrapped all of them. They're very bulky and like they need a lot of height variation. So we decided to just wing it. Okay, so I went ahead and laid out a bunch of these chain conveyors. Essentially, I wanted to attach up to the power that we have over there. And these are going pretty quick because what I think I'm going to end up doing is instead of dumping all of these items into a single vault, I think that's a bad idea, to be honest. I think I want to have frog ports sort, organize, and process these. So I think that's the move I'm going to go with. And in order to get things around, I figured I might as well have some chain conveyors. But yeah, so we're going to be moving things around with frog ports and packages and stuff like that. And so now I think I'm going to bulk craft a bunch of frog ports. Oh, wait, never mind. We have to start with slime. Right. That thing that failed. Whatever. I mean, it did work, but it was like so bulky. I just decided to scrap it. And this is going to be a little bit mismatched because I only have a bunch of various items. Oh, wait. And you know what I just realized? I've got these chain conveyors run everywhere. I can hook this up to chain conveyors. Wait a minute. That's so cool. Mobile storage room for the win. So we have a little bit of a radial farm here. We have a dispenser set up so I can actually hit this with bone meal whenever it gets bone meal with the little clock that we got right here. And this thing should never replace itself, meaning it's never going to destroy that coral block there, hopefully. And now we just need to supply this with some bone meal, which with the most of the other drops coming over here, I think I might actually swap this sides. Yeah, and now I think I just need to supply this with bone meal, which should be pretty easy because all I have to do is take these items, send them through a composter, and then send it on up over there. So if I just grab a bunch of item drains, I can set up like a supply line for this. Now all I got to do is get bone meal up to here, which like, I don't really know how frog ports work, but I assume they're going to make my life a lot easier in that regard. Just moving items around, I think is just going to be a lot simpler. And yeah, I think that's kind of it. I think I want to get a threshold switch on this to make sure that I'm not losing all of my kelp. I think if I dip below 1,000, I'm going to probably depower that, and then this whole thing is going to shut off. But threshold switch should be relatively easy. Now, I want to grab one of these, set the filter to that. We'll say like 500. Then we're going to invert that. And if we dip below 450, we're at or above 500, so it's going to depower. Okay, cool. Once that dips down below 500 kelp, though, we will stop processing these, and yeah, I don't know. As the thing that I have the most of and the thing that grows fastest, kelp just kind of seems like the natural conclusion as to what to bone meal. I was going to try and pull wheat dough from here and use that for bone meal, because bread is kind of an awesome bone meal source, but I think it's fine. And that, I think, is a passive slime farm completely done. Using a contraption as an item elevator is just kind of my favorite. I just love it. It's so awesome. Is there a better way to do this farm? Probably, but I like it. I don't know. I think it works kind of cool. Oh, that depowers the packager. That's a problem. Yeah, and now that we dip below 500 kelp, boom. I think that works pretty nicely. I'm cool with that. Now, I think what I want to do is obviously we have to hook up the wheat over to here, so we have to be able to send the wheat over here somehow. Okay, now over here we've stopped producing because I think we're out of wheat, which is the next problem we got to tackle. Essentially, we have to take all the wheat that we get out of here and we have to send it over there. So for that, I think I'm going to just use packagers. And, ooh, I forgot I got a bunch of dough. I made all that manually. Nice. Now I can do this. I have so much slime already. Let's go. Grab a bunch of this, make a bunch of cardboard blocks. I need a bunch of iron, a bunch of redstone. And now I can make a bunch of packagers. I think what I can do here is I can face that into that. And then if I make some frog ports here. The first frog ports. Frog. Froggy. I love it. Okay, now I think what I can do is I think I can hook up one of these guys, like a chain conveyor, over to there. And I think I can package the wheat here, send it over to there, and then, yeah, that's where we're going to be processing it all. So hopefully this isn't too far to reach over there. Nice. I get one packager facing into here with the frog port. Yeah, we're going to connect this guy here. Okay, we're going to name this one... We're determining so many things here. This is kind of scary. Like, I think I'm going to call these I's and O's, like, for, like, inputs and outputs. So we're going to call this wheat in, and then we'll do a wheat out there. And I don't know how to send it to this guy, but I think we can figure that out. Okay, so I can do send there. Too far away. Can I send to there? Can connect. Okay, we're only sending packages. Okay, so... wheat out. And is this where I specify what I'm putting in here? Like, does this filter for me? How do I filter for only wheat? Is that a thing I can do? Time to ponder. Oh. Do I literally just put a sign on it? Okay, so I can send items to wheat input by just putting a sign here, I think. It needs power, obviously. Problem though, I still have not filtered this. So I think I might have to filter with the belt here. I might have to filter this. Yeah, so I think all of this has got to go. I don't really know how many items we're getting in here, but I think if I just do this, essentially all I got to do is filter these, and then I can do packagers on top. Filter for wheat here. Gearbox there. That shouldn't have everything going in the correct direction. Oh wait, I could just do a list filter. I can do all the logs into one. So we'll do oak, birch, jungle, acacia, dark oak. I don't really have mangrove set up yet. And cherry, meaning that all of our logs are going to go here. But for now, what I think I can do is, since I'm only taking in wheat right here, assign this frog port. I'll put one right there. We'll put the frog port here. We're going to name this one Weedo. Grab my sign, Weedy. And now I think if I give this power, it will automatically send over to Weedy. I have nothing to test that. Do I still have the wheat on me? I do. Okay, so let's try this. Let's just see what happens. Was it going too fast? Did it even make it into the... It went into here. Why? Because that's powered. That's why. I'm an idiot. Ooh, I did not think this through. I can't have these side by side, can I? How would I power this? Unless I put the signs on this side. Yeah, we can do levers over here, and then signs can go here. And then if I throw that there... It sent... It's sent hungry hoppers, and it's already processing the wheat. Frog ports. This is so cool. That is a slime farm complete, and we now have filtered wheat heading on over to where we're going to be processing it. For now, all of our logs are going to stay here. And then I think we just have to grab the other items that we're pulling in. I think poisonous potatoes can probably just get burned. We'll just have this extend off into like a lava source or a fire or something, and then we'll just burn whatever the excess is. So I don't have to worry about poisonous potatoes. Just leave that package right there. I want his face to be facing this way. Rotate toward me, dang it. Aha! I love it. Since I know kelp is going to be needed over here to create bone meal, I could probably package those together and send it with wheat in, or send it to wheat in. I think that's a good idea. So then those two, because now if I go like that, it's going to send it on its way. Beautiful. And I'm kind of wondering, could I stick a packager on top of that, or a vault or something, and then just have it automatically send, woo, with a packager right here. So I do packager here. We grab the items from there, and then I can go bop on top. Let's name you compost. I want this to be specific because if I'm composting things elsewhere, yeah. So we'll do compost slime. And then if I set up something else over there where we can collect all the excess, like the things that we're not going to be using yet, things that I can alter down the line. So like if I want to be able to compost other stuff, I can, like beetroot. I'm not going to be using beetroot anytime soon. We will take a list filter. We're going to set it up with potatoes, wheat seeds, apples I kind of want to keep, beetroots. Do cocoa beans compost? Oh yeah. So for now I can send cocoa beans into here, and then we'll do another frog port there. This one's going to be called, I think I'm going to actually call these send and receive instead of ins and outs. Because like there's an in and out of a lot of these things. So send, compost slime, send. And then if I get a sign, we do compost slime receive, copy that. I think that should work. Now if I dump, now he just needs power, I think. Oh, cool. I love frogs. This is so cool. Now I definitely want to be storing sugarcane. Definitely want to be storing apples. Definitely want to be storing netherwort. Is that all of it? No way, that's all of it, right? Sticks. Sticks might become an issue. Ooh, beetroot seeds as well. Wait, did I put beetroot seeds in the compost pile? I love everything about this. This is so cool. Oh, I'm such a nerd. Okay. Apples. Netherwort. Beetroot. Oh my god, I love it. And then sticks. I think sticks is going to be like its own separate thing. Okay, so then sticks are going to go here. And then for now, we'll let them filter in. But we might have to set up some sort of like system for these. I want to keep them because they're very useful. But yeah. Stick, 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 stick. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and give myself enough space here to do all three of these. And then to make these look pretty, I think we'll go down the line and like give these some support right here. So now it looks like those are supported. We got plenty of storage inside of them. This is exciting, dude. This is cool. Not necessarily as a destination name, just so I can remember what the heck that filter is. Dude, this is cool. We're getting organized. Oh, saplings. I didn't even think about saplings because those have all been processed into cardboard already. We're going to have a separate cardboard station, but that doesn't even have to be there anymore. We can move that elsewhere. We'll do that with a list filter. All the sapling types. Saplings there. That there. There's no way. no way that reaches, right? Idea time. Throw a vault right there so that the packager can actually output the items. And then we do right here. I'm thinking and rethinking all these naming parameters for these things, but I don't know, we can call it that, I think. Now this can also accept bamboo, and I can go ahead and start planting some bamboo over there at the tree farm. And for now, we'll send them into there, and then we'll process them into that. Actually, bamboo might become the only process, and we might actually take the saplings and start bone mealing them, because bamboo is so fast. I'm not really sure it makes sense to do it any other way. So now if we get a frog port here, we'll grab a lever, frog port. Okay, so now I go ahead and throw these in here. They do in fact have a destination, and they will make it there. And it's already making it. Beautiful. That has made that so much more compact. Oh my gosh! The factory, it's coming together. Also, why are you in front of the door? Can I? Oh man. Now I think the frog ports belong in this white toolbox here, so let's go ahead and stick these in there. Now I readily have access. And yeah, I didn't really get to fuel today, but we've gotten so much done, and I haven't even edited this last segment down into the video, so who knows where we're at for time. But I assume I can leave it here. We've gotten a lot done. We'll do fuel in the next episode. I want to get charcoal going and make sure we're keeping up enough charcoal so that I can power my mobile storage room if need be. Although I'm not gonna lie, this chain conveyor thing makes everything very convenient. But yeah, I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it, and if you want to subscribe, do it. And I'll see you in the next one. We're learning. We're learning. I can feel my brain growing. We'll look like Megamind here in a minute. In the previous episode, we built up the exterior to our brand new mobile workshop, which I'm now calling my go-kart. We slapped some butterfly doors on the sides of that thing, completely exposed, and then spent the rest of the episode building up a slime farm and item sorting for our airplane harvesting machine. And since our go-kart no longer fits inside our shop, let's make a little space for it on the outside, shall we? I fear we must stop everything. El Gato. Spotted. I have no fish. I don't have any fish, but I need that cat. I need that cat. We're gonna go get some fish. Oh my god, I forgot how far the river is from my base. Distant Horizons, I love you. I love you, I love you, but Jesus. Also, now that my shaders are kind of borked, I'm kind of wondering if I should just keep them off. Like, I want my shaders back, don't get me wrong, but the frames are so much better without them. Also, welcome back to Vi Plays Create. I'm Vi, and gimme. And I'm just gonna grab as much fish as possible here. Oh, it's nighttime. I can't sleep underwater with this thing, can I? Oh, I can. How goofy is that? I'm drowning though, it's waterloggable. Oh, okay. I guess I slept before I started taking damage. Anyway, shaders being borked. I'm kind of wondering, should I add like a fog mod? Because Distant Horizons is fantastic. But without shaders, it does get a little grainy, and one of the greatest ways to do distant visuals is to add a fog mod, which just, well, one, it gives it like a layer of depth. Like, you can see how much further things are away. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys are playing the pack, I love that. Please keep playing the pack. If you want me to add like a better fog mod or something like that, well, I'll look around and see what we can find. How many fish are we up to? 18. I hope that's enough. If that's not enough, this cat it's spoiled. And it's homeless, so I don't know how the heck it got spoiled. Where are you? Oh, gato. They can't despawn, can they? They definitely don't despawn, right? No. God, I forgot this is the version when they made the pie chart so small. Stationary contraption, rabbit, chicken, pig, wolf, sheep, bee, villager, goat, item. Oh man, I don't see a cat. I think the cat despawned. That's so sad. Well, that sucks. I don't know. Back to time-lapsing, I guess. Okay, so I went ahead and threw together a little bit of an area where we can park our mobile storage room that I'm henceforth, I swear to God, I'm going to actually get this at some point, but I want to call it the go-kart. Go-kart here forward. Like, it just makes sense to call this the go-kart. I'm going to immediately forget that and call it something else, but bear with me. I also wanted to spend a bit of time over here at the main base, the main starter workshop, because whenever I stand here in the center, both the crops grow down there and our trees grow up here. We're within random tick range, so that kind of takes care of itself. And so I wanted to be farming up a bunch of these resources, and then I wanted to see how our system inside where we developed the sorting and all of the frog ports and everything last episode, I wanted to see how that was handling everything. Because today we're going to be setting up a bunch of automation for the logs. I want to get the charcoal up and running, and I want to make sure we have infinite fuel. And having a decentralized system like this is it's probably a bit counterintuitive, not processing the goods where you're farming them. And it looks like our dark oak trees are actually being maintained somewhat, which is good. Where's the chunk border here? Okay, so we are actually right up against the chunk. That is good to see. All right, and as long as all that's working, I'm happy. Oh dear. Clearly things are coming in a little too quick. Oh no. Oh man, is the log storage already overfilling? That's crazy. I feel like I've only been on for like, I don't even know, like an hour maybe? Oh, that tree farm is working. Also, look at how much dark oak we have. We have the most dark oak out of everything. That's crazy. Are cocoa beans not getting composted? Oh. Well, no wonder we're throwing cocoa beans on the ground. The logs don't really have an excuse. Oh God. What happened here? What are all of these? Package caught by this frog port cannot be transferred to the inventory below. Could it be full? Ah, I see the problem. I removed the vault in the last episode. I didn't really show it because it wasn't really worth mentioning, but that could be why. Let me yoink this for a second and let's redo all of this. Hello, frog port. Let me have your name. Copy you. And then I'm just going to go ahead and yoink. Oh, that threw them everywhere. I could have picked those up. Oh, now there's a huge mess. Oh God. Can I just give you all of these? Oh, it's starting to take the items. That's good. I guess we just had to give the chain an update. Whew. Yeah, I would say we are doing well for ourselves. All right, that's just going to be processing for a bit. It looks like it's grabbing the last couple packages here. Okay, well, yeah, this is a lesson. We must have a buffer storage between whatever packager and this stuff down here. Oh, and we've dropped more logs on the ground. Yeah, there's just no room inside that vault. Okay, so we also need a location for, log storage, I guess. Let's go grab the storage room. Ender pearl, nice. Bro, he picked up the sword. I'm gonna die. Jeez. Guy's freaking lethal. I don't even need a mob farm. This is insane. Also, something else I didn't mention in the last episode is that I did a bunch of enchanting, which is why I have this sword now. Sharp 3, sweeping edge 3, looting 3, unbreaking 3. It costs a lot to make, but yeah, kind of cool. I have like actual enchanted stuff now. Still no mending on anything. I just haven't taken the time to put mending on anything. Oh my god. That is a crazy leather tunic. Let's make sure our sticker blocks are functioning. Pick this up. Yeah, I'm going to need some contraption controls because every time I try to pick this up, the deployer that I have for the casing, it attempts to place a block, and it's usually tough for some reason. I would like for this to not be in the way anymore. Can I? I'm also running incredibly low on zinc, which is crazy because I feel like I've been doing nothing but crushing azurine for like the past 3 episodes. Okay, a bit more zinc acquired. We are definitely going to overhaul some of this storage today. This is... whew, atrocious. Now that we have all of that, I can officially like make brass and stuff. Let's head back up there because I'm sure there's a ton of logs that are just despawning on the ground. Gato. Come here. Come here. Yes! Haha! Little Gato. What do we call you? We need a name for this guy. I actually have 3 cats in real life. So I could name it one of those names, but I feel like I'd be depriving you guys the opportunity to name one of my animals here in the game. So give this guy a name. Run. Okay. Oh, the logs. Okay, so I'm gonna get these guys out of here real quick. There's another Enderman. Nice, another Ender Pearl. I'm just swimming in mob drops nowadays. I wonder if I have enough Ender Pearls to fight the dragon. I'm sure I do. Oh no, not another spider. In the last episode, I was editing for hours and I kept hearing these stupid spiders that kept crawling up here. Oh, so annoying. I didn't notice it whenever I was recording, but I definitely noticed it when I was editing. 15 Ender Pearls. Yo, we totally have enough to fight the dragon. Did we get good today? I don't know. I'm not really sure. All right, well, I want to immediately get something set up really quick here. Let's do this. I want to have a spot where we can send logs to be stored, and I want it to be a little bit larger. So let's quickly get a packager set up. All right, we're going to call that log storage receiving, and then this is our logs. So let's put that right there. And then we're going to call this one log storage sending. Give this guy a little bit of power. And he's going to start sending things, but they're not going to be able to reach over there. So let's set up like a chain conveyor. I kind of want all of these to sit exactly opposite, which means we might end up like rearranging some of those, but... oh, and now they're all going to head around this way. Beautiful. And there's so many logs in there now. Additionally, in the last episode, I didn't really show me disarming our new friends over here. These guys have been chilling in the corner, and I sat in a boat with them, and I'm not kidding. I sat AFK for hours. Hours. And only a few of them broke their crossbows. This guy, the guy in front there, he's still shooting at me. I hate it. So I'm going to grab this guy, and he's going to be our log searching dude. I don't know. I can't keep using blaze burners for all of these because, yeah. Ooh. Could also use the chicken jockey. It's fine. Oh my god, that is so slow. And can he work from a block down? Let's see. Frequency there. Frequency there. There you go. On the seat, sir. Okay, so it looks like it has to be down a block. Oh. Fresh Animations very much disagrees with that hat. Oh my god, you have a half a heart? Don't punch him on accident. My goodness. Okay, so it looks like I have access to the logs. I maybe can't reach that over there. Wait. 1,000 logs? Okay, definitely not matching up here. Maybe you can only do one of these per? Can I do this? No chance you'd show me both, will ya? Okay, so evidently I can only have one of these per stock link. Interesting. Okay, now we have all the logs nice and sorted in here. And all of these are still in here. Yeah, let's pull out all the seeds and let's send these through the composter. Okay, so that is all of the seeds pulled out. Now we should only have these items in here. And eventually what we're going to do with these nether warts and things like that, sugarcane, these are going to be stored elsewhere. The only thing I really need in this large vault here is going to be my kelp and my wheat. And the wheat is going to get sent over immediately almost. So this vault is going to shrink dramatically. Ooh, we're sending things over. We got new logs in. Nice. And now that we have all the logs in one location, I have the most dark oak logs, which means I think I should probably use dark oak to process, like into planks and barrels and things, which is what I wanted to kind of get started on now. And what I think I want to do, first and foremost, is I think I want to make a bunch of barrels manually. Enderman. I need your pearls. Come here. I got 2. Nice. Also, stop stealing my grass. I really need like an Enderman griefing data pack. Probably sooner rather than later. Let's make a bunch of vaults and make a bunch of vaults. Now, I know I just set all of this up, but what I think I want to do, get this to be a 3x3. Oh my goodness. We have a wandering trader. You got something for me, sir? More coral. Ooh! I could make the coral that's in the farm uniform. Bucket of pufferfish. Those are kind of good for water breathing potions. Perfect! That worked out kind of nicely. Yeah. You go through there. Come this way. I just have a feeling that this guy is not going to last very long, so you guys are going to probably become my new stock guys. A witch! Ah. Okay, it has been absolutely distraction city. So let's get focused. I want to get these logs processed. And we're definitely going to need to find a way to dispose of the excess logs. I think we could probably put up a threshold switch next to a packager and have that send to some like lava source somewhere. That would probably be pretty easy to do. But yeah, right out the front here, I think I want to do some barrel crafting. I'm just going to pull out some items here. We're going to set up some saws. And I believe the way this works, if I go into my menu here and we hit the use key, I think that if I were to send this through a saw, it has to be stripped before it can be broken down into planks. So we have to do one process first where we strip. And then the next process will be where we break it down into planks. And then after that, that'll be where we break those further down into slabs. Problem, I need some planks to come through this. So we have to do some sort of separation here. I think with a belt here, I can actually separate this out. All right, and I believe what I can do here is I can go ahead and separate these out, and we'll actually have this do a forced split. And from here, what we're gonna do, grab a couple more saws, or rather a saw, and it's sticking out far enough. I think I'm gonna have to actually change the direction of this, which is a little annoying. send one of these into another saw. Slabs, and then from there, to make our barrels, we just need to get this extended. From there, I think I just need some crafters. Crafter. And I don't know exactly how this is going to lay out, but I know I need a 3x3. And then on the back here, we can take these, do that. This middle one doesn't need to be there. And then I think what we can do is there's a way to set up a recipe via cardboard box, I think. Okay, so what I think I need to have is I need to have some sort of buffer storage of both the slabs and the planks. And once those fill out, actually, I just realized I did this on forced split, but I'm pretty sure I need this to be round robin. Because if this is like full of slabs and it stops that line, we don't want this line over here to stop, because yeah. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to have a buffer storage, which I don't know if this is the most efficient thing to do nowadays, but that's how we're going to do it. Saws and belts are a little bit annoying because you have to actually change the direction, meaning you have to use cog wheels in order to get them all rotating the same direction. But if you have two saws side by side, they have to be going the same direction, so you have to use an encased chain drive or something like that. It's just annoying. Okay, these are going the wrong direction. Ow. Yeah, you would have died. It's a good thing I placed those. Jeez. Yeah, I should just be able to replace that with a gearbox and it should be good to go. Okay, now if I just reverse this. And I only really need one of these at a time, so now we are getting very optimized planks and slabs. Another quirk about these crafters, whenever you remove the separate lines on the backside, it'll autofill all of it at the same time like it's all one inventory. Using a crafter slot cover, I can cover the middle segment where you would normally have a gap in the recipe for a barrel, and it'll automatically craft whenever the recipe is filled. We just have to get planks to the outsides and then slabs to the insides. Oh my god, will it just go over the shaft? That's hilarious. Okay, that is the weirdest workaround ever, but it works. Yeah, and so now all I think I really have to do is get this thing some power, and I would like for them to be in barrels. And this process is particularly useful because then I don't have to like craft barrels. I need them a lot for vaults and things, especially now that frog ports are so important. But yeah, what I think I want to do is I think I want to take these, maybe send them on down next to the iron farm so we can auto craft vaults as well. But that'll have to be something we do after, because now I really want to get automated charcoal. And I think I can do that in like literally in as small a spot as this. All I really have to do is set up a couple belts, set up a couple fans, place in a vault, 2 brass funnels, one for filter sorting, the other one so we can send full stacks, encased chain drive to make sure the fans are both going the same direction, and it should be as easy as that. Now if I connect this up here, does that go in the right direction? It is not. Gearbox it is. Oh, okay, set the filter. And charcoal is as easy as that. I should probably whitelist some things so that we don't like send some of our rarer logs. I think it'd probably be safe to send cherry and dark oak, maybe even oak through there. But the rest of that I want to probably save. Oh, you know what? I did campfires for some reason. I'm not smoking these logs. I'm trying to... What the heck am I doing? Alright, now that's turned into charcoal, I can go ahead and set the filter there. Ow. Go ahead and enclose that all the way. Just make sure we're not getting any accidents. And then I could probably go ahead and send the rest of this back into here. But this also needs to be accessible, right? So we need to get a packager. That's gonna be there. Stock ticker. Do a blaze burner right there. And now, if at any point I want to request anything out of this, I can. It is currently locked though because of that. Let's make a threshold switch. Grab us a dark oak log. Set that as the dark oak log, and it's going to automatically start powering. So once this thing drops below, I would say we'll say 300 or 280, it's going to go ahead and power this off so that we're not using any more dark oak to craft barrels. Now eventually this thing should just fill up with barrels and it'll stop crafting all on its own. Now this should be depowered. I can go in here and I can look at all the logs that we have access to. So now we should be getting lots of charcoal and we've got lots of logs, and this thing looks like it's working swimmingly. God, love that. Oh, he hit him with the cinematic. And I think what I want to do is put another threshold switch right here so we can depower whenever we were running low on logs. And that one might just be in like a general threshold switch. I'm going to steal that list filter for a second. It's cherry, dark oak, and oak. Currently there's 6,500 of those collective items. I think that if I raise this up to we'll do 2,000. So if there's 1,900 items, it'll go ahead and power off, or rather it'll power on that funnel, meaning that we'll stop sending items. And once we go back up above 1,000, we can start making charcoal again. But this should fill up long before that. And I'm really confused about these packagers, man. Can I not link this guy to more than one vault? That's ridiculous. What happened to my llamas? Wait, what the heck? You. Dude, wandering trader llamas disappear? That was a little closer that time. Oh, I wasn't wearing pants. That's probably why I was taking so much damage. Okay. I am determined to figure this out. You really can't connect this to more than one thing, huh? That is ridiculous. And disappointing. Okay, it sure seems like you can link this to more than one stock link. Okay, so it's my understanding that you definitely can use one of these for more than one of these. How you do that, I have no idea. Okay, so I can click it on, okay. So I just do the stock link instead of clicking it onto more than one. Ah. And now I have access to all of these. Why was that so confusing? I could have been doing this the whole time. Okay. So now I have access to all of these things, and I can set categories here as well. So now I have logs, and then we have the unsorted. Cool. And I suppose I don't really have to do something for the last one here, just because the fuel is only ever going to be just fuel. But I could also go ahead and sort this as plants, but most of that stuff's going to get removed anyway. In fact... Alright, I'll keep a bit of this as dye, just so I have access to it. I'll leave that here in my storage room. But yeah, I mean, this thing has kind of come together. And now I can go ahead and grab a bunch of charcoal fuel. Let's just grab 1,000. Go over to where I'm getting my charcoal. And I can stick these right into my storage. I could probably go ahead and invert this while we're parked with the chain conveyor working so that this guy isn't using up all of my charcoal. But yeah, I mean, that's automatic fuel. Limitless automatic fuel. Oh, and these things over here are filling up rather quickly. And I have almost completely filled up with lime dye. That is bonkers. Oh my gosh. How about with pickles? Oh my gosh, we're almost full of pickles as well. That is actually hilarious. Yeah, eventually we're going to have to find a way to turn off the dispenser if these are all full and that's not moving. Alright, and to close out this video, I think I want to do one more thing while we listen to some Strad. I would like to reorganize my main storage down here, and I think all of this is just gotta go. So I'm gonna do like a 3-wide vault here, I think, and then I'm gonna just fill as much of this as possible. Okay, so yeah, now I've filled in most of that. I want to probably fill in the last bit of that vault. Yes. Yes! We've got 2 cats! Yes! Name this one as well. You get to come live inside. That'll do. Alright, and that fills in the space completely there. That's gonna be my input, although I could probably redo this now. We'll have the packager face in that way. We'll have the chute, and then we'll have our input barrel here. We'll have that packager face that way. That'll be our lever. And now we can input items here, but to request them out again, we're going to have to do a little bit of a different configuration. And I don't want to lose all of the blaze powder that's in that, so we're going to try and leave that there. Do that packager facing in that way. Chute on top of that. And then we'll have our packager facing in there. Stock link on top of that. And that will be our network right there. And if I place that on top, I can still access the chest. Nice. And now we only need one more thing. You are now a kitty with a job, and that hat looks ridiculous. But yeah, now we have access to all the stuff that's here in our main storage. Nice. And I kind of wonder, can I stack this? Wait, I can. That'll have to be knowledge that we use later. Much better storage. A little bit more cramped, but still significantly better. We built new farms to process logs and make charcoal. We've organized and accessed all the large vaults where all of our goods are now being stored. And we reorganized our main storage here at our starter workshop. And I think that's where I'm going to leave it. We've accomplished a monumental amount of tasks this week, and I think it's time we treat ourselves. In the next episode, we're going to do something a little fancy. I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it, and if you want to subscribe, do it. And I'll see you in the next one.
Previously on Vi Plays Create.
We've accomplished a monumental amount of tasks this week, and I think it's time we treat ourselves. In the next episode, we're going to do something a little fancy. Wait, what? We're already here? I really thought this journey was going to be a lot longer. Okay. Cool, I guess. We've officially made it. Kind of crazy that this is a 2-eye portal. That's, pretty rare. And that is a dead dragon. Ooh, XP. Don't mind if I do. And the dragon egg, yes. Oh, thank goodness. I thought it was going to fall through the portal, and I was like, I don't know where spawn is. Don't do that. The next generation. Yes. And wow, that was incredibly easy. I'm a little bit worried. I'm going to look at an Enderman here. Yep, I did. Get away. Let me do my intro. Ah. Anyway, I definitely feel like the end fight should be way harder. Hey y'all, I'm Vi, and this is Vi Plays Create. And today, we're looting the end. There we go. There's our end gateway. It would be kind of cool if you could shoot an ender pearl through this. Oh, I'm level 69. Nice. Okay. I think I can go ahead and stick the dragon egg in here. And yeah, let's go to the Outer End Islands. Okay. Nice. Forest fruit. This is going to be priority number 1 right here. Oh, nice. And I can use this to... Boop. No? Okay, these don't count as projectiles, apparently. All right, we got 8 chorus flowers. Nice. Let's grab a bunch of endstone to make sure we got a bunch of it. Maybe a few more ender pearls, just so we got them. Aha, and it looks like we got a few end cities here. Nice. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little disappointed. I didn't even have to bridge over the void, because that's the whole reason I brought the mobile storage room. The go-kart is that so I could build a contraption to bridge over the void for me, and then I wouldn't have to. And, well, now I'm a little sad. First real shulker box. Let's go. Or, well, shulker shell. Shulker shell. That's 2 full shulker boxes. Let's go. Dang, perfect pants. Oh my goodness. There's many end cities here. All right, and definitely what we have to do before we leave, we got to grab all of these. Oh, and there's shulker shell there. Just free shulker shells. Chillin'. Anyway. All right, my inventory is full, and I have a solution for that. I stuck it in my inner chest before we came, and we gotta check this out. Essentially, I have made a copy of my mobile storage room, but it's just the storage parts, and we've named it Big Shulker 1, and now I can take all of these items, toss them right into there, and I have so much more inventory space. This is great. And if I was going long term here in the end, I can just go back in here, search everything I need up, and take it with me. I also stocked this, obviously, with a bunch of extra golden carrots, so that I could keep going if I needed to, but I think I've pretty much got everything that I need. I don't think there's anything else that's important here in the end, so let's go ahead and head home. And with that, I say we head home. Oh yeah, the end screen. I don't really care about that. Oh yeah, and now we can talk about the things that I did in between episodes. because I've done a little bit of decorating. Well, I've done a lot of bit of stuff. I wanted to get my starter shop, well, a little bit more decorated out. And so this is my bedroom. You'll never guess where it is. It's upstairs. I went ahead and filled in the area most of the way through. Actually, that's not supposed to be there. But yeah, I went ahead and filled in the area up here with all these scaffolding blocks. And so now we have a full floor upstairs. Also, I'm going to toggle off shaders for this because, yikes. I also installed my very own elevator up to my second floor. Also, we can sleep the night away. Oh, but how much better are the frames without the shaders? That's just, it's nice. Also, yeah, I got the shaders working. I kind of forgot to mention that. The patch to fix this is actually going to be released probably tomorrow, if it hasn't been released already. Essentially, we just had to revert Distant Horizons back to the previous version. And boy, oh boy, have we done some updates in here. Let's do a quick overview of all of the stuff that I have done in between episodes. I was going to try and show like a list, like a compilation of all the different clips that I made, but honestly, I have like, not even kidding, 5 hours of footage. It's kind of insane. Most of this stuff is pretty similar. You will notice that the crushing wheels are no longer over here. I decided instead... Well, we'll talk about that in a second, but I decided instead to move them over to where our empty space is now that we no longer park our mobile storage room inside here. I also installed some nice wiring that goes in between the two blocks right here. It goes down below right there. And I can toggle it off with the switch because unfortunately, I still really don't have that much stress units yet. I'm kind of struggling for stress units. Currently, it's not too bad right this second. 5,000 stress units left over right now, but if I toggle these back on, yes, 2,000 stress units for those. Those are kind of bonkers. But yeah, lots of updates inside here. I kind of showed this in the first little clip that we had at the very beginning of the episode, but I moved our crushing wheel setup over here. Unfortunately, I can't really access the backside of this. So if I do want to craft crushing wheels with this, I kind of have to do it manually, which is fine. It's not the worst thing in the world, you know. But this monstrosity is something else. I found that while my cat was sitting on top of my chest right here, sometimes... I don't know why it was only sometimes, but sometimes it would count as an actual cat sitting on top of a chest. And if you know nothing about how that mechanic works, if a cat is near a chest, a tamed cat is near a chest, it will come and it will sit on top of the chest and you can no longer access the chest. This is actually used in some forms of wireless redstone sometimes. It's actually kind of a cool mechanic. I won't explain too much of those mechanics because genuinely I don't really understand them all, but it's kind of cool. Cat stone. It's an actual thing. Go look it up. But yeah, it rendered this chest completely inaccessible, which was not a great option. So I decided to move it over here. Also, I was finding that sometimes I would go to open the chest and then I would accidentally click the seat and then the cat would get kicked out of the seat and I'd have to go get a lead, but I no longer had access to the storage because my cat wasn't in the seat anymore. It was a bit of a mess. So we decided to swap out all of that. And then I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I can expand this storage in a pretty cool way. And what I've done here, it's a little bit hard to see. Bear with me. Essentially, this is where I'm inputting any and all items that I want to put inside my storage system. Unfortunately, this vault here is only 5 blocks wide, meaning that it's not even a max size vault, meaning that my storage system wouldn't be very large. And I don't really have a lot more shop space inside, so I decided to just go up. It seemed like the natural conclusion. It just kind of makes sense. But how do you organize storage upward, you say? I understand. Let's check it out. If I pop in a free cam over here, you can kind of see I have a threshold switch here and a redstone torch here and a funnel facing outward here. And this belt is always going to be attempting to move items from this lower vault to the vault above. This threshold switch is measuring the capacity of the vault below, and once it gets to a certain point, it's going to say, oh no, this vault is full, and it's going to power off this redstone torch. This redstone torch is now going to allow items to flow out of this right here, and these will send a stack at a time, going into this funnel right here, which is on the vault above. And then if I go up another vault, it's the same system. It's just sending items out from the vault here to the one above. Well, for loading items in, that makes sense, right? How the heck do you get them out? Aha! Chutes. It's actually kind of the same system that we had before. Essentially, I just connected up a chute system to the same chute that we had going into this packager that's then ejecting the items into our output. So essentially, each of these vaults has a packager facing into it with a stock link on top. And that's how we can read and see the insides of these inventories. Then, when items are requested from these inventories, it's the same mechanics that we use in our mobile storage room. It packages those requested items, sends them into the chute below, and these chutes all funnel to this one down here, right in front of me. The visuals in there are super cramped, so I went ahead and threw this together. This is a replica of our current storage system, or at least the output of it. Just pretend that these are the vaults that we're storing all of our items in, and these are the packages that are linked to those vaults. On top of each of these, we have a stock link, and when we request items from these vaults, the packager will see the inventory, collect the items, package them, and send them all the way down to our output chest, which then get deposited into this packager here, which then ejects them into the chest. It's very convenient. It's kind of a compact and cool way to expand your storage room, but not in like a lateral way. And I don't know, I think it's kind of neat. So I have this measured, and it's measuring in stacks. The max level that this vault can hold is 877 stacks. Now, sometimes items are unstackable. With this being my stationary storage, I want to put most of my non-stackable items in this one. It just makes sense because I'm not picking it up and assigning it to my player data at any point. So I have this measuring. And you might think that this is a little bit low, but whenever there are partial stacks, they take up an entire stack size. It's sort of like applied energistics, if you've ever played with that storage mod. So I have the threshold set low because we don't want this to fill up with partial stack items before it starts sending items to the vaults up above. All in all, I think the system is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And it's working really well so far. It honestly really doesn't even require all that much rotation force or even speed, really. I have these set to be really slow because if I'm inputting items and it fills up a vault, it'll only take a couple minutes to get below the threshold point again to where these aren't sending items anymore. Because when the items are on those belts, they're inaccessible to me from here. All in all, it's pretty freaking neat. I like it a lot. Additionally, I decided to go ahead and reinforce this joint right here. This industrial iron block right there is actually what turns this garage door. And I've decided to go ahead and move this valve down so that it's accessible from both sides. Whenever I don't crouch and interact with the valve on this side or this side, it's going to rotate outward, meaning that it's going to open the door. Whenever I crouch and then interact, it'll close the door from both sides. Oop, just don't get caught in the way of the door. And this might seem new to you. If I pop back upstairs here, I'm pretty much constantly producing lava. I've expanded the amount of lava sources that we can create and added a couple more cauldrons onto this. And it's not fast by any means, but it's running pretty much all the time. And it doesn't make sense to just have lava cauldrons just sitting inside here. So instead, I'm pumping it out to another location right here where it's getting instantly turned into obsidian and then being drilled. It's rather slow, but I don't need it to be fast. I'm getting obsidian all the time. Every once in a while, I'll grab the obsidian from there and I'll throw it into here. And I've already got more than half a stack, not including the stuff that I recently sent through these crushing wheels. We're getting lots of upgrades inside the shop here. I'm super happy with it. And up here, we can see I've expanded our villager housing. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty bad, but I do plan to give these guys proper housing very soon. Also, it is nighttime, and that is a spider jockey. Ooh, we can't make those guys our stock guys, can we? Like, realistically, if we stuck the skeleton's head inside a glass block or something... Oh, wait, did it just die? Hello? No way, it died, right? Because this is leaves. No, wait, where did he go? Well, what I was gonna say is that if I, oh, there you are. Okay, we need to enclose this man. Yeah, you follow me. I have an idea. He could be a Stocklink guy, I think. Or rather, the spider can. Come inside my house. Oh, it's gonna die, though. It's gonna get caught up on a block. No! Dreams dashed. And now he's stuck in there. You know what? He can stay there. There you go, Jimmy. You can live inside the washing thing now. Ugh. Whatever. Well, what I was gonna say is that if I stuck the skeleton's head inside of a glass block, technically the spider would never aggro on me. And I'm kind of wondering if I stuck it in a seat next to a stock link, or whatever the heck these are called, stock ticker, if I could then use him to access some of my sword. That would be kind of funny, right? I don't know. We'll have to test it with another spider jockey some other time. And yes, inside here we have villager expansion. Essentially, I decided to clear out all the villagers and give them jobs because, well, I mean, I already started doing some villager stuff and I figured I might as well. I now officially have access to all of the enchantments that I need to max out my gear and some of my tools. And these are technically all the original tools that I had, so they were pretty expensive to upgrade, but it was fine. I get enough levels from some of the things that we get from crushing stuff that it ended up working out okay. And plus I was doing tons and tons and tons of trading, specifically with sticks, since our tree farm is so successful at producing sticks. I filled up Big Shulker 1 with sticks and logs, brought it down there, and traded for a couple hours. Ah, yes. And it looks like we're backing up. Oh, this is the compost items, though. Uh-oh. Why are we backed up on compost stuff? Why? 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 Oh! Huh? Oh. Oh, no. Oh. Oh, no. Our log storage. It's not enough. I should have known that this would not last very long. Well, this seems like an issue for later Vi. Essentially, I was just going to come over here and showcase that I was taking sticks and then I would take them and I would sell them, obviously with some logs as well. But yeah, there's no excuse for these compostable items to not be sent. Is it because the chains are full? Oh well. Looks like I'm gonna have to take care of that later. Wow, these boxes look insanely large when in your hand. Essentially, I would come down here with a bunch of logs, craft a ton of sticks, and trade with these guys over and over to get all the enchantments that I need. It looks like we may need to expand our charcoal storage. I've got far too many logs coming in. I'm gonna forget this guy's here. But yeah, that has enabled us to make a ton, and I mean a ton, of emeralds. But yeah, I feel like we should probably go back up to where the logs are getting thrown on the ground and or stuck on chains, and we should fix it again. I feel like I just dealt with this issue. Did I not just deal with this issue? So I have a thought. Essentially what I think I can do is, since this is 3 wide, I can just turn it, then expand it further this way. But even that only puts our issue off. It doesn't actually fix it long term. Ow. Okay. That helps / puts off the issue. I suppose I can create this as a 3x3. Well, stuff's getting sorted now. How wide is this? 5, 6, 7. I can go 2 more. Well, that really sticks really far out. And that can now be wider. Maybe I'll do this. We'll just back it up 1. So it's not a full maxed item vault, but it's close. Also, I had this realization like the other day, like kind of after I uploaded the video. I don't have to do any sort of finagling to get around the saw issue that I was having. Essentially, the belts can't run right next to a saw because this has to move in the opposite direction that a belt moves in order for the items to keep going in the same direction that the belt sends items. It's a bit of a weird thing, but yeah, the workaround is to just put them in item vaults because that moves items. Duh. Also, I kind of realized that I don't really need the item drain here. This will spit out items directly onto a saw, but whatever. Now, this system here, I think I actually might also be able to compact, which would then give us more space for charcoal and then more space for cardboard. Essentially, what I think I want to do here is I want to send these item drains this direction, or better yet, a belt with a basin, which I can then send into an actual item vault. This will compact them into cardboard blocks so that I get way more storage space. I've actually already had to clear this out. Oh, but I've just realized it needs to go onto a mechanical press, which then would go into a basin. There we go. And now I think I just have to hook this up to power. That should work. Just need to encase a few things here, throw a shaft right back there, and that should work. I just gotta... Ooh, almost forgot. Now if I go there... Oh, thank goodness, it moves in the right direction. And now I've connected up the cardboard to our system here, so we can access it. Oh, but I did remove this. We need to access this still. And now we have access to the logs again. Nice. All right, any other alterations we need to make here? I think we're good. Like I said, it doesn't fix the issue, but it puts it off to a later date. And it looks like we're about to run out of space for the carrots and the sticks. I think for these items that are getting sent away immediately, it doesn't really make sense to have full vaults. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these. And these items that are still like containing some things, they all need to be sent elsewhere for larger storage. And you know what? Since I'm up here and I have the storage room, let's find a solution for all of these. I want to get these sorted into larger vaults. Probably right now. Yeah, let's do that. And rather than make you watch me place and break a bunch more blocks that I'm just gonna have to summarize at the end anyway, I went ahead and skipped ahead. Here we are. This is the solution that I came up with. Essentially, I just kind of reorganized some of these things, and then we've changed storage. This is all now completely empty. These should never hold any items because we have powered packagers on top, always trying to send packages through our frog ports to our many addresses. I went ahead and realigned our chain network, so these are always going to be directly across the ones that are going to sit against those walls over there. And I plan to further connect these up at each of these junctions. So these are going to go across and it'll be like a crisscross pattern all the way down. I also added on this wing right here where we've added 2 new vaults. This here is to store our sticks and this one here is to store miscellaneous vegetables. I went ahead and threw some stock links on them, so this can all be accessed from our guy right here. Additionally, I added a filter to our stock ticker for miscellaneous organics, and now we can see any and all items that are being stored. One major change that I made to how we're sorting these items is that instead of sorting for the organics that are getting sent to there, I place an andesite funnel here, which means it's going to take in any items that come across this. This should now be purely cosmetic. Nothing should ever actually make it into the lava. Everything should be sent to here. Additionally, I went ahead and put a limit on our wheat storage here. I'm only taking in 8 of these items at a time if they come across. This filter here takes in wheat and kelp, if you remember from the last episode, and sends it to this vault here, right behind our guy. The kelp is stored here so that it can be sent to be composted and turned into bone meal to fuel our slime farm, or more specifically, the pickle farm. And then the wheat is processed immediately with this millstone, and both of those outputs turn into our slime. I expanded and rerouted some of these dyes as well, so now we don't have a split here for our lime dye. All of it goes into a buffer storage here, and lime dye is sent one at a time to our slime crafting basin right here, which is then routed back around to our output barrel. We now have a buffer storage of sea pickles here as well, which is a 2x2 vault. And this one here on the end is currently empty, but this will be where we collect bone meal. Essentially, we're sending bone meal from our composter through a minecart contraption. It actually, this is a fun way of doing an item elevator right here. This is all a contraption. You can see in my jade right there at the top of the screen, it says it's a contraption. So this actually moves the items up and over to our portable storage interface right here, which sends all of the bone meal into this dispenser, where it's then used on our sea pickles. As you can see here, we have a redstone link that will power this andesite funnel, meaning that we can no longer take in any bone meal. And this is reading our slime output. Although, I may end up actually pulling from the lime dye or the sea pickles to depower that, because those are going to fill up a whole heck of a lot faster than the slime will. We're not making that much wheat. Did all of that make sense? I feel like I just said a lot of words at you. And I think we're definitely going to have to redo the way this works, because having to run around to all these different depots to collect items that I'm requesting, that's not very automated of me. No. We need to make that a lot better. But there's still one thing left to do before I send off today. We have some kitty cats to name. I can craft up a couple of these name tags here, and there were a fantastic number of suggestions. It was actually pretty hard for me to decide, but I think we have to name our black and white cat Coco. Can I do this while you're a stock guy? I can't do this while you're a stock guy. Okay, that's why I keep this here. I sit, I stand. Oh, and he jumps up on... Look, I get to showcase the thing. He likes to sit on the chest and then you can't access it. I love that. Coco. No. Bad kitty. Come here. Oh, they break leads too, apparently. Okay. How about this? And then this. And then I do this. And then I do that. Perfect. And with a pretty cool feature of the Copycats Plus mod, our new friend. Nope, that's not how you do it. Okay, maybe it's not a name tag thing. It's not a name tag thing. Oh, that means we can use another comment. We can name this something else. Because I love this name so much, and because I'm a huge fan of pasta, we are going to name this cat Tortellini. I love it. But yeah, we have gotten a lot done today. We went and we killed an ender dragon with a carrot. And then we went and raided some end cities for all the valuable loot that they had. We certainly didn't leave anything important behind. And then we fixed... Again, we fixed the tree farm sorting and storage, but I think that's where I'm going to have to leave it. I gotta say, guys, I am absolutely ecstatic with the response that I've had in the past few days, weeks, to all of the love that I'm getting for this series specifically, and the full movie that went out. Like, the response on that has been absolutely insane. I'm jumping for joy over here. I appreciate you so much for subscribing, for watching, for doing all of it. But yeah, if you like the video, like it, and if you want to subscribe, do it. We're almost at 600. That's crazy. We hit 500 like a week ago. This is so cool, guys. I'll see you in the next one. In the previous episode, we set out on a journey to find the stronghold and fight the ender dragon. It ended up being significantly closer than I expected. Wait, what? We're already here? I really thought this journey was going to be a lot longer. After locating the end portal, we armed ourselves with carrots and a dream and jumped right in to fight the ender dragon. Spoiler alert, we were successful. And that is a dead dragon. After that, we looted end cities, leaving absolutely nothing behind. Anyway, and headed home just in time to fix the tree farm for the umpteenth time. And hey y'all, I'm Vi, and this is Vi Plays Create. I have just concluded my first ever live stream from this world. Is that cool or what? I actually found my Twitch login again. Crazy, right? And if you aren't following me over on Twitch, what the heck are you doing? Get it together. Go follow me on Twitch. I mean, if that's your thing. Like, if you don't like Twitch, whatever, don't worry about it. But in that live stream, we were determining some important things. I am what you would call an end rod enjoyer. And no, not in the sheep fricker way. Don't associate me with those people. I like to build in the modern style, and end rods are a fantastic way to make neon blocks. One of the best vanilla blocks to do so. And so we determined there is some ways to farm chorus fruit automatically using the create mod, and actually some vanilla mechanics. God dang it. Really? In the middle of my intro? Anyway, using some vanilla mechanics and some create mod mechanics together, we can actually farm these automatically. And we spent the rest of the live stream outfitting all of our toolboxes with a ton of components. I am most proud of this one because it cost a ton of precision mechanisms to make all of this. And while it's not stocked with many stacks of each of those items, I don't think I'm going to be using tons of them. So just having them in stock at all is just a huge win in my book. Additionally, this is episode 10 of the series. Woo! Which means this is the episode where I'm actually going to create a world download for my Patreons. After the conclusion of what we're going to do today, I'll bundle it all up and you'll find it over there. I'll also be releasing a few build schematics for the Patreons as well. Most farm schematics you can find on my Discord. You don't have to be a Patreon member for that, but build schematics and world downloads will all be over there on Patreon. After my good friend Matter helped me polish up my Discord, I think I'm going to be turning my attention over to my Patreon, so I can include a few more features over there for the Patreon members as well. Speaking of Matter, he is the host of Matter Pixel Networks, and they have their own community Discord where they host a ton of different modded Minecraft communities. They have all the mods, and I think they'll be starting a Just Create SMP rather soon. I'll leave a link to the MPN Discord in my description. Go check those guys out. They're honestly so cool. I just realized that I kind of got distracted whenever I was talking about, end rods and how we're going to be farming them today. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Let's set up some farms for some chorus fruit and blaze rods. Honestly, though, I'm not really sure how much I'm going to be able to get done in this episode, so maybe we should just start with the chorus fruit and see how far we get. Now, chorus fruits are a bit of a weird one. We determined in the live stream that saws will in fact mine the chorus plants, but they won't do anything for the chorus flowers. We then attempted to use harvesters and several other Andesite Age machines, but none of it ended up working because most of the time you need a projectile in order to actually break chorus flowers, and that's how they're replanted, right? And then somebody suggested that we just try a snowball because technically snowballs are projectiles, and it freaking works. And we can farm these with a plow and a snow golem. This is so cool. I had no idea about this. So we have a saw to break the chorus plants, and then we dispense snowballs to break the chorus flowers. Or vice versa, actually. It would be the other way around. Because we got to get the chorus flowers before we break the plants. That's very important. I am having a bit of a tough time trying to figure out where the heck I'm going to put this thing. Because, like, I don't want to stick some massive farm, and ruin my skyline, my very beautiful skyline that has zero weird things about it at all. Nothing weird about this skyline. Yeah, I don't want to have that issue. So I think maybe we just dig a big hole in the ground, see what happens. And I promise this is going to be like the only farm that and I promise this is going to be the, oh my God. And I promise this is going to be the only farm that I actually do this with because I really hate it whenever I have to dig a bunch of holes in the ground to stick farms. And it's just like, no, I want to have builds for each and every farm. So maybe this is just a temporary farm, proof of concept type of thing. And we have a more expansive one later on. I think I like that idea. So let's go ahead and grab the tunnel bore. No. Let's expand the tunnel bore. Oh, and I would be able to go right into my into my toolboxes and grab a bunch of drills, but that's like literally the one component that I did not craft, isn't it? Wait. Oh God, it's the one component I didn't craft. Give me a second. Riveting content. Goodness. I like how it goes from a stripped pink log to basically spruce wood. Yeah, just don't question it. And now I can craft another stack of drills. Nice. I think I saw something about this maybe potentially on the subreddit or something like that, the Create Mod subreddit, but I don't think that this will actually burn any items if this is assembled as part of a contraption. In fact, I'm almost sure it won't. But it will burn items if I go ahead and disassemble it really quickly every once in a while. All of the items that are collected inside this cauldron, and it should, I think it should hold the items, and it shouldn't interfere here. Like, these will continue to drop the items because there's enough space between the entities and the funnels, I think. We're gonna test it. We'll see what happens. Now, if I go ahead and assemble that and then I throw in an item or even stand in it, yeah. It's not going to actually burn anything. But I think, if I get this right, it'll sit down inside the cauldron and it should maybe hold it? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, hopefully that should help us prevent some lag. We'll see. Now, I think I'm going to do this in a couple different passes, but I'm going to start the first one relatively close to the base here. I think maybe... But I think I could probably dig out an area like kind of right here below the base. Oh yeah, I feel like I should probably mention that as well. That was the other part of the live stream, is that we made this massive extra wheat field so that we're getting plenty of wheat whenever we're over here at this part of the base. Because I don't actually random tick the crop farm that's down there whenever I'm up there at the airport. It should help us produce a lot more slime very quickly. Now, let's just go down to the maintenance level and we'll just dig up from there, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking if I go ahead and like where my feet are at right now will be where the chorus fruit farm sits, which is Y98. Yeah, it definitely does not work. I tried. Yeah, this is much taller now. I kind of like it. Okay, now we have a space where we can make some farms. And you know, the more I think about it, I feel like this is actually going to need more headspace. So I actually might have to go down because I think if I go up above here, yeah, I'm like far too close to the base to go up anymore. So more layers. Let's do some more layers. Oh, I'm just going to have to do it right here at the maintenance height, aren't I? That's fine, right? That's okay. It's okay. I guess I could just have a contraption control that turns this off while it's running. And then whenever it's assembled, I could have like these coming out of the vaults and then into the cauldrons. So then every once in a while I just stop and then it dumps all the cobblestone right into the cauldrons. That would make sense, right? That's doable. I could do that. Oh, I've gone too far. I've gone too far. I was gabbing. All right, now that we have an area in order to actually grow these, I think what I want to do, and some of the mechanics of this are definitely farmable completely in vanilla. Like, we don't actually need cart contraptions for this. It will just help with item collection and then like saving lag. The one thing that is exclusive to Create is being able to replant the chorus flowers whenever it's done farming them. I say we stick it... Yeah, we'll stick it right here. Do I have enough space? Oh my god, wait, I left... How did I not notice? I left the sides of the storage room. Oh, did I delete them though? No, they're still there. That's definitely not the right spot. Frick. Okay, well, that was a bit of a tangent. I cannot believe I had to rebuild that entire thing. That sucked. Anyway, back down here we go. Just absolutely burned 28 minutes of my life. That is great. I love that for me. Let's go ahead and throw this back down right here. I can de-sticker these now, and I can go ahead and open them up. Nice. Okay, well, that wing kind of sticks into the wall, but whatever. This is a good workshop area. We're going to grab a bunch of endstone. We're going to grab our chorus fruit, or chorus flowers, rather. Now I want to go ahead and plant a couple of these just to kind of see what their pattern looks like as they grow up. And while we work out a bunch of other mechanics. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's do 4 in between, I think. Wow, that was the perfect number of chorus flowers. That is crazy. But yeah, I wanted to see how these grow up and how they occupy the space, because we're going to lay out dispensers depending on how it all lays out. And I think I might have to have enough dispensers for the entirety of this area. And while I did craft a bunch of dispensers while I was in the live stream, I don't think that's gonna be enough. I'm gonna need a bunch of string, aren't I? Dang it. Oh well, in the meantime, we can talk a little bit about how I'm planning to lay out this farm. Now, if I get up high enough here, let's just start with like a 5x5. I can then, facing downward, now, if I do this, and then I maybe get like a light source in here because it's so freaking dark. If I then take a bunch of redstone and we lay it all along the top here, and then I place a redstone torch, it will fire all of these, right? And now all I really have to do is give these guys a bunch of snowballs. Dispensers in a pattern like this, that might actually be a little bit hard to disperse the snowballs. So that's gonna have to be something we figure out. Oh, and it looks like these are gonna have to be way higher up because, yeah. Oh, I can't pick these up. Why can I not pick up these? I can pick up observers, and I can pick up shulker boxes with my wrench. And having that many dispensers facing directly downward to try and break some of these chorus flowers might be a little difficult. However, having some dispensers facing laterally, that could be doable. That might actually work. Let's see how far these snowballs actually go. And we're starting to get to the point where they're going to stop growing, because that's what this chorus flower is here. It means it's no longer going to attempt to grow anymore. So if I go ahead and do that, I didn't get a single one of them. How disappointing. Let's try that again. Oh, I got one. We got one. Oh, there was a couple that time. There was a couple. Yeah, I think this proof of concept farm might actually have to be a lot smaller than I was thinking. Essentially, I think I might just have to do this with one plant because the amount of dispensers and snowballs that I would need to accurately, like, goodness. Plus, not to mention, I'm going to have to fuel all these with snowballs. And honestly, like, supplying the snowballs shouldn't actually be all that difficult. Essentially, I just have to have, like, a belt line behind them. But what if they don't grow up tall enough? You know, I think I have to have them facing straight down. Let's just hang out here AFK for a while, and I want to see all these grow up, and I want to make sure we're getting an accurate height. Okay, so I decided I was super bored just staring at those grow. So I had a thought, and I wanted to test it. And I threw this together down here. I've spawned in a little... Actually, if I place these torches down here, it might actually ruin that. So let's not do that. But I had a thought, and I was like, what if I just, like, stick a seat to a bunch of these, and then I have him sit on the seat. Nope, go back in there. Yeah, if you sit on the seat, and then I assemble you as part of the contraption... He should... Oh, he's not going to be able to stick to that, is he? Okay, so I think I have to have this behind... hold on. Give me a second. Before I accidentally smack this dude on accident and kill him, let's shear his head off. That sounds so aggressive. I just want the carved pumpkin back because it's like the only one I have. I'll put another one of these here. We'll also set that to lock rotation, and then I'm going to send that forward. Okay, so now it should disassemble right there. Beautiful. Now, can I stick this to that? It looks like I can. Okay. And if I do that, oh, he gets popped out of the seat. Is it the plows? Are the plows ejecting the guy from the seat? Do I need to maybe put some space in between? Why would they be doing that? Now he gets kicked out. Huh. Why would you get kicked out of the seat? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. So I think I could technically put two of these guys in a single boat and have the boat dragged back and forth maybe by... If I attach that lead, is it going to drag the boat? Yeah, that didn't... Dang, wouldn't that be cool though? It will do it to a piston, like, flying machine, right? Oh, I wanted this to be a simple solution. It's not. The other thing that I could do is just have the snowmen wander passively, and then we just have to hope that the plows pick up enough snowballs. The only other thing that I could think would move them would be, like, water streams, but obviously they would die in the water streams, so we don't want that. Maybe aggro would cause them to move. Like, if I had, like a zombie in a minecart going all the way around, they would, like, try and follow it and throw snowballs. That might work. Or we just have a bunch of them dangling high enough that they're, like, just above the plows, but low enough that... Hello? Can I not? Although plows do... move entities, right? So could I not just have another layer of plows that are set slightly forward that would kick the snowmen forward till they hit a certain point and then kick them back when they go back? I just have to, like, double layer it, right? All right, so what I'm thinking is if I do this, and then we do 2 layers of plows back to back, and then I did a layer above, which would push the snowmen. Because eventually they're going to hit the wall, and then this contraption will just pass right through them. I don't need the plows to interact so much with them. Let's just see what happens. I want to... Now that should work. Oh, right, but this is supposed to extend further. So that it can actually push. Okay, that totally works. It just pushes them all the way to the edge and then goes through them. Pushes them all the way to the edge and goes through them. That is a much simpler design. I don't know how this guy's getting caught in the corner here. Oh, and I am already... Ooh. We have already completely overfilled on snowballs. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, wait, I know how he's getting... Yeah, because I didn't even put one on the end here. Okay, cool. And that is a snow farm. Now all I have to do is get the items out. Okay, I mean, that is snowball production kind of done. Oh, it does eject them up on top sometimes. Who knew? Now, I don't want this to like melt the snow, but I also want this to be spawn proof. I already have 384. Oh my god, this is gonna fill up so fast. Which means we're gonna need to depower this. So what I want to do is I would just do a threshold switch here, but I think I can just do like normal comparator. Like I don't think we have to reinvent the wheel here. Like all I really have to do is do comparator into that block, and then that is going to, it's gonna invert power here. And then once this gets to the power strength of 16 or 15, it'll depower that torch. Wait for it. I can remove that, put that right there, and that's literally it. It's just essentially going to reassemble this as like blocks in the world once this gets to a power strength of 15. I do kind of want to be able to see them. Maybe we swap this for glass. Oh, I missed a block. Okay, so we've officially filled up our vault. That is so cool. And now these guys are just going to be chilling until we need to turn that back on again. Now I think all I really have to do is supply a bunch of dispensers with these snowballs. And I don't think I need all of these because genuinely I don't have the dispensers and I don't have the string supply. Wait a minute. A deployer wouldn't throw a snowball, would it? Would a deployer throw a snowball? Because they right click, and if I give them a snowball... Deployers do throw snowballs. Wait a minute. All I need is a bunch of deployers facing downward on a minecart contraption, throwing snowballs. And if I let that do like 2 passes before we send saws down at the bottom, that should break a bunch of these at least. Now for collection, I'm not really sure what we would do, but I think I could just get a bunch of light source blocks and then have water streams maybe? Okay, so this actually might be viable to have an array like this. Okay, so the saw only needs to work in one direction, essentially. One saw on each of these, and then a deployer facing backward. And these would be filtered for only chorus fruit. I mean, that's just kind of the basics of the contraption, like done, right? Like I only need a minecart rail now, right? There's a max size item vault for the coarse flowers. And this is like my little rotationless sorting system right here. Essentially, you just send them into a buffer storage of some sort, and then you can filter with the brass funnels. I've got the coarse, sorry, I think I said flower. Coarse fruit's going into this one, and then the coarse flower, which we'll be getting a lot less of, is going to go into this one. And it's going to plant immediately after sawing, except this isn't going to be farming the coarse flowers. We need a way to get the coarse flowers onto this contraption before it goes, which I did not consider. So realistically, if I come back in here with another floor layer of something, we'll just say stone bricks, all the items will get dropped at this height if I bring it all up one block. So if I have all these drop on the same height, what I'm thinking is I can go ahead and add some andesite funnels to the front side of this. And so long as it's in contraption form, I should just be able to do like something along the lines of this. All right, and that should sweep the floor and collect any and all coarse flowers that are getting dropped over here. If we get the odd one that falls off the edge of this platform, I think I'm okay with that. The last thing I need to do to try and test run this would just be to super glue it all together. Now, obviously, I don't want this to run all the time, so I'm just going to go ahead and toggle this once, and it should have a few, yeah, it has a few coarse flowers in here. Also, I did not realize that I did not, yeah, these have all got to go. Okay, I think I now should be able to assemble this, but what we're going to do is we're going to filter this for only chorus fruit. I want to put all the chorus flowers in here, and then the chorus flower drop off is going to have to be at the other end, which means I think I probably need another one of these. I think I could probably move this over a block as well, because this can be a block closer. And I'm thinking this one on the end down here probably needs to be a controller rail to make sure that we don't get stuck over here. Let's just see what happens. Beautiful. Also, yeah, the saws will never interact with these blocks, but I do need to go ahead and power this off to make sure that we don't send this again. Dang, that grew twice in like 2 seconds. But yeah, then we just need some sort of timer to make sure that this is delayed. Then we need to do our deployers facing downward with snowballs up there. Send the snowballs up top somehow. And I think that's it. That's like, that's kind of crazy. Oh, I need so many deployers. I don't think I have enough. How many do I have? 10. Yeah, definitely not enough. It's time to give this guy the old jump start. I don't know how many of these I actually need, so let's go do that first. Yeah, I just need like a couple more. That's not like the surface, is it? No. I mean, it's close. Very close. I'm definitely going to be able to hear the snowballs being thrown, that's for sure. Okay, that's that one done. Then I should just have to assemble it. Now I should be able to move this. Should be able to assemble that. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to have to wait for this to fill with snowballs. So it looks like I can't go from contraption to contraption. Okay, I went ahead and added an inventory to this machine because I'm pretty sure this needs to have one. And then I've done a little bit of reorganizing up here at the top. The only thing I have to do now is just route some items to go over into this machine here. I shortened this up. It's only got the one vault now. And I think what I want to do... Oh, I did not go far enough. Okay, that should all work. Now the only thing I got to do is get back down here. Redo that contraption there. And I think... Oh, I can even hear them moving. This is on lock rotation. I'm going to reapply that, and now it's going to fill up with a bunch of snowballs. And hopefully, should start chucking them at this once it's full. Maybe. I think it's not going to move. Oh, it ran out of snowballs quick. Really? Okay, this is definitely going to have a larger inventory on it. I'm sure the snowball stack size does not help. And then I think I can even shorten all of this. Okay, that should double the size. That looks like it got the rest of it though. Nice. Oh, yeah, dude. That totally works. Oh, right. I gotta... Whoop, we gotta stop you. Except there is stuff that got pushed off the back here. And it doesn't seem to be offloading any items. I think there's still some issues with the portable storage interfaces, which is just annoying. But I mean, it's functional. Now we just have to work on timings, and timings should be easy. I just got to set up some redstone clocks and some pulse repeaters and stuff like that from Create Mod, and this should be like ready to go. All right, so as we can see, the course farm is actually functioning. What we ended up doing is actually adding andesite funnels to both sides of this contraption so that we're picking up coarse fruit and coarse flowers on the way over and coarse fruit and coarse flowers on the way back. This is only going to move forward whenever we are triggering this frequency for the redstone link right here. And if I run right back over here to where my circuit is, we can kind of see how this works. Essentially, I did a pulse timer. This is a new component for Create Mod. It just pulses every once in a while. It's kind of like an etho hopper clock, but like all in one block, which is kind of convenient. And also, it has way more time that you can set within this one block. I'm pretty sure etho hopper clock only lasts like 5-ish minutes. But essentially, I take that pulse, I lengthen it a little bit by sending it through a repeater, and then we send it on to the snowball array upstairs. Then these guys are going to throw all of the snowballs, knock out all of the chorus fruit. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to actually have it go twice before I sent the saw. So I had this split off, and then in 30 seconds, it's going to pulse it again with another maxed out repeater. We see this in the redstone link right here, and trigger that to go one more time. Snowballs are cheap. I don't really care if I'm wasting the snowballs. I'd much rather have the extra chance to get more chorus flower. Then after the pulse reaches here, a minute later, it's going to send another maxed out repeater to our saw, which is where it's going to trigger, send it all the way over, sweep it all the way back, where it will then connect up to our portable storage interface right here, and send the items into here, and subsequently also into here. Because the coarse flower being on the other end down there, I don't know why it wasn't really working, but it just had some sort of issue. I assume it's some bug with the newest update. But yeah, that is a chorus flower and coarse fruit farm completely done. Not too shabby, right? I think designing this farm was a little bit heavy on the whole brain function thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Plus, I just checked the time. I edited down the last clip, and I'm sitting like well over 30 minutes, so that's definitely going to be the end of this. I'm sorry I couldn't polish up a bigger build to do for episode 10, but when I do the next world download, which will either be episode 15 or episode 20, we're going to have some pretty cool things added to the world. I've been cooking in the creative world. You guys are going to like it. But for now, I'm going to let this thing farm up a ton of chorus fruit. And we'll have to do our blaze farm in the next episode. Heck, maybe I'll just do like a big episode of a bunch of different farms. I'll condense it down real nice and then like do a bunch of replay footage and stuff so I can actually get through it all in under 30 minutes, but I think that's where I'm gonna have to leave it. I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it, and if you want to subscribe, do it. And I'll see you in the next one. I just updated the schematics channel in the Discord, so go check out all the little miniature farms that I threw in there. Episode 10! Episode 10! Woo! Also, post-production Vi here. I just checked the day counter. We're at 466. Not bad, right?